Welcome to our 5th class on Abhidhamma study in English with Venerable Pariyatti Lingara. Welcome everyone. I'm glad to see people who are joining today, our Abhidhamma learners. Today we will be learning 31 planes of existences. I think the last part of it. And the new lecture today is on the analysis of the realities in the groups of teaching. So we may be splitting this into part 1 and part 2 because of the amount of content in that lecture. Today is September 14, 2022, and we are at Pacific time around 5:36. And this is our agenda for today. We will first start our lesson on Pāļi pronunciation method, followed by Abhidhamma lecture from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific time. And then we will end the live streaming, and we will continue to have between 7 to 7:30 our usual question and answer session, followed by sharing merit and closing with Metta. So without further ado, Bundy, I would like to invite you to help us jumpstart reciting the Namo Tassa, paying homage to the fully enlightened one.
Okay. Let's start our today's study, reciting Namo Tassa 3 times together. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Thank you so much, Bundy. Honor to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, and the fully enlightened one, the Buddha. And our first lecture of the day will be on Pāļi pronunciation method. Bundy, please teach us how to do Roman Pāļi pronunciation, and followed by a Abhidhamma lecture. Thank you, Bundy. You can take us from here now.
Okay. Okay. Everyone have a good time, and let's start our Pāļi study, Pāļi pronunciation study. So we are trying to read Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta for our Pāļi pronunciation. So here we have explained about the vowel and double consonants. So today I'm not going to repeat it, and we will try to continue our reading. So through the reading, we can practice to become habit in the correct pronunciation of Pāļi. In some case, if necessary, I will explain how to pronounce. Okay, so up to here, this paragraph already read. So I will repeat by myself reading, and you can by observing the text and following my reading, and you can catch. Also, you can follow by yourself here. Ekam samayam bhagava paranasiyam viharati isipadani migadai tattara kho bhagava pancavakiye bhikkhu amandesi dvimi bhikkhavi anda pabajidena nasivitabha Kadami dwi yojayam kamesu kamasu kanlika nuyogo hino dhammo otujaniko anariyo anathasamhito yojayam attakilamata nuyogo dukho anariyo anathasamhito. So here we need to will recognize some pronunciation. So here, ekam ending with this sign, which is called nigahita. And nigahita, in that case, you need to close your mouth after pronouncing the nigahita. This is in every case, samayam, that is ekam, samayam, and bhagava varanasiyam, viharati, isipadani, migadhayi. So here, ga and da have the time duration is different. So migadhayi, like this. So, and also tatra, I already explained that T, R is double consonants. Because of that double consonant, ta change to ta, tatra, not tatra. Yeah, this is a system of pronunciation. Tatra called bhagava pancha here, and nya we call nya and cha. Nya and cha are double. So because of that, this pronunciation of nya depended on the pa. So pancha, like this. Pancha. So if you pronounce my name also panya, like this. Pan become pan. So you may recognize this different. So here, because of this ta sound is hard sound, that's why it become ta. But here the nya sound is not a hard sound, it is a soft sound. That's why pan, they change and need to take a note. And pan ja. And but here ga, double ga is the hard sound. That is why wet pan ja wet ki, because the wet. So here that this also different, that and wet. Yeah. Following the ending sound of the double word PE like this, and also although they are here, the same follow previous one TA, and here VA. A is same, but change a little bit, change that and work like this. What gi bhikkhu, because here the formal one ending with it power, that's why K become other than the back become big, it and cut together big, like this. Bhikkhu, yeah, bhikkhu. If this power is A, it will be back. So back similar to G. So ka, ga, they have a similar pronunciation when they connect to the formal wa. Bhikkhu, amandesi, amandesi. Okay, here N and T double. So because of that, this double, this effect on the ma. So ma become man. Now you can catch up the man, yeah, pan, like this, pan, man. If you see that they are the number fifth word of the collection, we collect that ka, ka, ga, ga, nga. Then cha, cha, ja, ja, nya. So nya is the ending in the group, the number fifth word, and also ta, ta, da, da, na. So they considered as the soft sound. That's why aman. So like this panja, aman, d, c. Here d and v become va, da, va, va, because there's no power between these two words, become d, v, dva. So with the and then with the a power become dwe. Not we, dwe, me, bhikkhave here, bhikkhave, and papajitina here, but double but become the feather on the but. So similar to the but also a little bit different from here. Very similar to that. Yeah, up. So T and B and P similar, but K G, they have another group. So At, this is an At group. So Tat, Pak, like this. Here the group is Wak. So this is the difference. Babajidina na sevi dabba, here be tap again. So sevi dabba. Kadami dwi yo jayan kami su kama sukha. Here this become issue. L also considered as the soft sound, although it is in the middle. So L here same as the nya and also na, and they have the same group. So ka kama sukhalika nuyogo hino gammo, here also gam. So same group with the gam. And autogeniko, here to J. J have the same with the T, the group same O. So with the A, it become At. With the Ut, it become Ot. With the It become H, like this. So similar to the T group. Autogeniko, Anariyo, Anatta, here with the T. Anatta samhito, yojayang, kamas, Atta kilamata nuyogo, here At. Atta kilamata nuyogo. This will become different from the English pronunciation. English AT, maybe at. So we pronounce at like this. Atta kilamata nuyogo, dukho, dukho. Here we get the two form of the KK. Ku, big ku, and here dukho. Ek, op. Depends on the formal vowel. Anariyo, anatta samhido, become easier. Okay. Iti ko bikawi ubo andi anupagama majjhima paṭivedha here. Paṭivedha tathagadena abhisambuddha chakku karani jnana karani upasamaya Abhinyaya, here also nya. Double nya, because of double nya follow the big sound change to bain. So abhinyaya. And sambodhaya, some. Because here this is different from the nikahida. Here samhido. You need to pronounce samhido. But here sambo. You don't need to close your mouth here because M without the sign of dot about that. So it considered as the M and B come together without any vowel between these two words. That's why some effect on the sub. So M effect on sub, so become sambodhaya. So sambodhaya, nibbanaya, B also hard sound. That's why nibbanaya. In Myanmar we pronounce nibba. But in the international pronunciation, this was just a nip, just make split in the nibbanaya samvatati. Here you see that this is nikahida. That's why nikahida is the end of the formal. This is one word. What the T? Because M and V cannot be one word. That's why some what the T. And here different. Sambodhaya. So M and B is double. Here this sign of M and V is not double. So we have to drop here some what the T like this. Okay. Then others become easier. So also another suggestion is if you can if you can spot according to the meaning, it will be more beautiful. Also understand easily. Here it is necessary for that types of reading. You need to understand which word is spread which like this. So I will read again. Ekam Samaya, because I continue up to the end of Samaya. As I understand, this Ekam and Samaya express the one meaning is on one occasion. That's why to make a group according to the meaning is more beautiful way to read, and also understanding if someone is listening your recitation. So Ekam Samayam. So Bhagava is another one. So Bhagava. So Varanasiyan and Viharati. Varanasiyan is located. So at Varanasi, Viharati dwelling. So that's why Varanasi and Viharati together. Then to express the exact place, Isipatane Mikadayi. So in the deer park of Isipatana, that's why we read Isipatane Mikadayi together. If you don't understand, not easy for that. So you may make a pause your reading. Ekam Samayam Bhagava, like this. So if someone is reading in that way, it's difficult to follow according to the meaning through the listening. So better to practice. Later you will learn which one is together and how many words together like this. So Ekam Samayam Bhagava Varanasiyam Viharati Isipatane Mikadayi Tatara Ko Bhagava. Yeah, Panchavaki and Bhikkhu come together to express the one word, the bhikkhus of group 5. So if you understand the meaning of Pāļi, and then more easier to make a pause. Yeah. Panchavaki Bhikkhu Amandesi. So we continue to the anda. We may be we anda, because these dwe ime mean these two. It connected to the anda extremes. That's why we may be we anda. Then Paṭipatti na Vidava. So reading system come to be beautiful if you understand the meaning and how to stop, where to stop. Yeah. And Kadami Dvi Yojayan Kamesu and Kamasukhalika Nuyogo expressing two words together in 1 minute. That's why we continue. Kamesu Kamasukhalika Nuyogo. And Hino Kamo Potujanigo Anariyo Natasam Hito. After that, Yojayan Atakila Matanuyogo. I know that this is not easy for the learner who just start the Pāļi study, because this connected to the meaning and need to know about the connection of the words. Okay, anyhow, we can read. So let's read together. Maybe I need to continue first the first one time, and you listen here. And Katama Jasa Bhikkhave Majjhima Paṭivara Tathagatina Abhisambuddha Chakku Garani Jnana Garani Upasamaya Abhinyaya Sambodhaya Nibbanaya Samodhati Ayamewa Ariyo Attangiko Mego. Here you see that. This is the ending of the first line. So ga ka ga ga nga. This also considered as the soft sound. So this without any vowel between nga and ga is considered as the double consonants. So this is different from the negahida. So atang, same as pronunciation nya. So Attangiko Mako Seyatidam. Here, say, S-E, say, we pronounce. Then followed by the ya, double ya. But in this case, the Pāļi pronunciation have the different version. Some following to the Pāļi grammar, Seyatidam is pronounced as the seya. It changed to it because of the double ya. But still in Myanmar, still it continues seya. in Myanmar pronunciation, say Paṭipatti, like this. So actually, if we follow to the Pāli grammar explanation, because of this, A changed to the short form. Because of double consonant, A need to pronounce in short form. That's why it. So we will see in another case that kind when the A is followed by the double consonants. Okay, so here, Seyatidam. Common reading is Seyatidam, but Seyatidam will be much better according to grammar. Seyatidam, Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappo, Samma Vaja, Samma Kamando, Samma Ajivo, Samma Vayamo, Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi. Ayam kosa bhikkhave Majjhima Paṭivedha Tathagatina Abhisambuddha Chakku Karani Jnana Karani Upasamaya Abhiññāya Sambodhaya Nibbānaya Samvodhati. So many repetitions come after this. So I'm not continuing to read, and then we can read together and listening. I'm reading, and you can follow, and you can read. Let's read together. Okay, you can unmute. Okay, that's that. Ekam samayam bhagava
Varanasiyam Viharati Isipatane Nigadaye Tatra Trakho Bhagava Panchavati Bhikkhu Amandasi Dvime Bhikkhave Anta Bhagajina Nasivitata Kadame Dve Yo Jayam Kamasukalika no Yogo Hino Kamo Potutiniko Anariyo Anatasam Hito Yo Jayam Atakila Mata Yogo Doho Anariyo Anatasam Hito Eteko Bhikkhave Bobo Ante Anubhagama Majjhima Paṭipata Tathagatina Abhisambuddha
Chakku
Karani Jnana Karani
Upasamaya
Abhiññāya Sambodhaya Nibbānaya Samvadati Kataman Dasa Bhikkhave Majjhima Paṭipata Tathagatina Abhisambuddha Chakku Jnana Karani Upasamaya Abhiññāya Sambodhaya Nibbānaya Samvadati Ayamewa Ariyo Atthangiko Mako Seyatidam Samadhi Sama Sankappo Sama Vacha Sama Kamando Sama Jiyo Sama Vayamo Sama Sati Sama Samadhi Ayam Kosa Bhikkhave Majjhima Paṭipata Tathagatina Abhisambuddha Chakku Karani Jnana Karani Upasanaya Abhinyaya Sambodhaya Nibbanaya Samvutati Idam Kho Panya Bhikkhave Dukkam Ariyasam Sakham Jati Dukkha Jarapi Dukkha Yadipi Dukkha Maranapi Dukkam Abhiyehi Sambhyogo Dukkha Biyehi Vipayogo Dukkha Yampicham Nalabanti Tampi Dukkam Samputina
Okay, this is the end of first noble truth. So here, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta explained about the four noble truth and noble eightfold paths, especially only these two aspects can be found in Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. In Myanmar, it is very popular in the recitation of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Many of our lay devotees can recite without seeing any book, the whole Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Also, I hope that after this this class of the Pāli pronunciation, you may remember to recite, not looking a book. Okay, now you need to repeat that one, and you can recite by yourself in your chanting, because this is the past sermon of the Buddha, very important. So even the Mengon Sayadaw said that Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta is similar to the medicine for the daily use. Daily use, you need to take that medicine for daily use. Consider Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta as that medicine for daily use. So it means you have to recite the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta every day, at least one time. Because it expressed the very important message of the Buddhism. There, Buddhism mentioned about the Four Noble Truths. The Buddha mentioned all Four Noble Truths there. And also, in order to understand or to realize the Four Noble Truths as the true nature, and also explain the way of the Noble Eightfold Paths in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. That's why after listening this sutta, the 5 group of bhikkhus becomes the enlightenment. The first one, Kontanya, the bhikkhu Kontanya, become enlightened person. After listening, it means that he realized what are the Four Noble Truths and how to develop. And then through the listening, he developed the Noble Eightfold Path, and at the end of the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, he attained the enlightenment. So if we recite Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta every day, reflecting on the meaning, so that will be very strong support for our enlightenment. Okay, so in this session, I'm going to stop here about the Pāli, and let's continue for the Abhidhamma study.
Thank you very much, Sayadaw, for leading us and then for the Pāli pronunciation lecture. I would now like to invite Sayadaw to begin the Abhidhamma lecture. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Teacher. Okay, so need to review about what we have learned about the Abhidhamma, what we have learned, and we have introduced about the Abhidhamma and the context in Abhidhamma, and also we have introduced about the 31 plane of existence. So all the plane of existence including the resident place and the other materialities of the outside or living beings. And they are regarded as the materialities. Then living beings are considered as a process of mentalities and process of materiality in combination generally. So also we have already explained about the 3 types of living beings. So some living beings are just a group of materiality only, so no mentality at all. And some living beings in the immaterial plane of existence, Arupa realm, we already explained that Chatuloka are only the 4 mental aggregates, no materiality there, but in their process. Then some, including our human beings, and some beings are considered as the complete 5 aggregate. I mean, the mental process and material process both are coming together in the to call the living beings. So we have to keep in mind this process. And those living beings are born in the plane of existence, in any plane of existence among the 31, and live there as long as they have to live. Then at the end, everyone's life and with the death moment, which is called Chuti, so the last moment. After that, as long as they have the condition to continue, and they were reborn, then continue. This is the cycle of rebirth. Death, rebirth, live in the life after that, death again. So if we divide as past life, present life, future life. So I will explain about the process after this to introduce before we continue to classify the consciousness, types of consciousness. I will explain how the living beings were born and how they are living, then how they die. After that, they continue in the future life. So for those who could eradicate the whole all defilements, being arhat, they have no more becoming in the future life. That's why at the end of the last moment of this life, they have no more life. This is called the final prinibbana. So prinibbana, final emancipation, the deliverance. So Buddhism, understanding about the round cycle or rebirth, samsara, search for the final emancipation. This is the final goal of the Buddhist practice. In order to understand which is the suffering and which is the escape from the suffering, we have to understand about the samsara, rebirth and death, the process of rebirth and death. That's why before we analyze, before we study detailed information about the Abhidhamma, I'm trying to explain, to cover the whole ideas of the Buddhist teaching. Okay, so after that, we already explained about the Pukkala individuals and with the plane of existence already, and this slide were explained in another session. So I will skip here, and to finish off the information regarding the plane of existence. So we will study this slide. This slide here, in this lesson, I'm going to explain about the lifespan of the lifespan of the living being according to the plane of existence. Yeah, let's start from the Avijji. So because there are 8 gray hair. Among the 4 woeful state, yeah, 8 gray hair. So here are 8. Starting from Avijji, which is the lowest one. The most intense suffering are in Avicii. Then Mahapatapa, Patapa, Maharoduwa, Roduwa, and here some Gata, Kala Sutta Sanjiva. These are 8 great hell. Very long lifespan, actually. But the lifespan are mentioned in the commentary. But we will not bring this information. I'm afraid it will be too much information. That's why I just try to introduce 5 major hell and surrounding hell also. Here, as I mentioned in the former slides, 168 hell. So these are Avicii. After that, Tirichana, Pita, Asura are up for Apaya, 4 awful states. They are, and regarding the lifespan, beings in the awful state have no definite limit of lifespan. According to their karma, they continue. Some beings in the awful state, they have to continue for many years, because their wholesome karma is very strong to support for their life, to suffer in the awful state. As long as this karma is supporting to live there, the beings in the hell, in the awful state, they have to live there. They cannot die. So for the Beta, they have a great suffering, the intense suffering, but that kind of suffering cannot cause their death, because the karma sustained to be living there for suffering. Then if the karma stop suffering to live there and they die, then they reborn. Sometimes if another wholesome karma take place, they reborn in another awful state. In this way, the beings are running around in the Apaya, awful state. When the wholesome karma have an opportunity to give, it is resolved, they reborn in the blissful realm again. So Apaya to Manusa sometimes become their human beings, escape from the Apaya. Then sometimes they can be reborn in the sense-sphere Dewa realms, 6 sense-sphere Dewa realms. So these realms are directly exchangeable. So after Apaya, the being can be reborn in any of these 7, but they cannot be reborn in the higher realm of the Brahmawa. And here, beings after death of this Kama Vachara, Kama Sugati, so sensual, blissful, planar existence, Manusa and Dewa. At the end of their life, also they can be reborn in the Apaya, because they share the same sphere, sense sphere, so Kama Vachara, all are Kama Vachara. And for the Brahma, if they die as the Brahma, they cannot be reborn in Apaya directly. They can reborn any of the Kama Sugati Bhumi. This is the blissful state for the Brahma. It may be short or long in the life, but after that, they have the potential to reborn in the Apaya. So this is the system. Okay, let's talk about their lifespan. Here, beings in awful state and non-limited lifespan, because they are living depends on their own akusala karma. So as long as akusala karma, it will continue. Okay, here human realms also not the specific limit lifespan. Some are dying in short times and some are live longer. But generally, the lifespan of human beings are recognized according to the majority of the human beings. So in next slide, we will explain about the kappa. They continue into the maybe this time is not considered as to complete the 100, because most of the people are not living up to the 100 years old. It means the human lifespan is going down. If the people practice the moral precept again, and then human lifespan increase. So according to the system, the people are breaking moral precept more and more. That's why the human lifespan is going down, 100 to 75 or 75 to 50. It went going down up to the 10 years. So all human beings cannot live more than 10 years. This means that lifespan become 10 years, but it also not definite one. After observing moral precept by the majority of people, the human lifespan will be increased again up to the incalculable years. So 100 or 200 and 300, after the 1,000, 2,000 and 100,000, then finally, very long times, human can live very long times. And that is called the asankhya. So according to this system of the explanation, human lifespan does not have the definite limit. So we have the different reasons. So for awful state, because they all depends on the unwholesome karma. That's why we cannot make any definite limit. And for the human lifespan, sometimes decrease and sometimes increase. That's why human lifespan also not specific amount. Then fallen asura. Fallen asura are considered here asura kaya. To make difference between the Deva asura, this is called the fallen asura. This is included under the abhaya. They also does not have any definite limit of lifespan. Okay, then and here explanation that the same. Okay, so for the starting from the Jatu Maharaja, the lifespan come into account, but still they have a different time duration to live there. If they does not have the complete power of supporting karma, but with the complete power to live the whole lifespan. So that's why some deva can be died. Although the limitation here, their lifespan limited in this way. But no deva can, Jatu Maharaja cannot live more than 5 million years, more than 9 million years in human time duration. But some deva can live up to 9 million years. And some deva can die between they reach up to 9 million years. So this is the maximum lifespan. But for some deva, they already done a small amount of karma to be living in the deva realms. But they also can die because lack of the supportive karma. Then some deva getting angry. So the other deva have the more power or more luxurious things like this and more beautiful. By seeing them, some deva jealous, develop their jealousy mind, and they cannot control their anger. So getting angry, they can die because their body structure, the composition of the materialities are very smooth, not like the human being. So that type of body physical system cannot receive the influence of the anger. That's why they die. And between not reaching to the maximum lifespan. Then and sometimes the deva, they enjoy a lot in the festival or in the going to the deva park like this. They enjoy the sensual pleasure a lot and forget to eat deva food. Deva food. This Deva also need the foods. They forget about the food. Then the loss of the nutriment support, they die. So these are mentioned in the Sutta teaching, these types of Deva. Some lack of the karma, they can die. Some lack of their control, they're getting angry under the influence of anger, they can die. And also some lack of the nutritive support, they die. And some can live longer without these three reasons. So if the Deva in Chatu Maharaja realm can complete the whole lifespan according to Deva years, so Deva also calculate their years. That's why according to Deva year, they can live 500 years. So how become 9 million is 1 day in Chatu Maharaja realms equal to the 50 years of human realms. 50 years of human realm. Then they have 30 days for a month. Maybe this is ideology to develop because the human are copying from the Deva or Deva copy from human. We don't know the system. So 30 is exactly the same, right? Then multiplied by 30, it becomes the 1,500. And also they have the 12 months in the years and become the 18,000. After that, according to their 500 lifespan, become 9 million. Then for Tawatinsa, doubling the years of Deva, Tawatinsa live 1,000 years of Deva year, Tawatinsa Deva years. So here number is double, and also the calculating by the human years also double. So 1 day of Tawatinsa become 100 years in the human realms. 1 day. So the Buddha didn't live even 1 day for Tawatinsa. Tawatinsa Deva, they cried when the Buddha passed away. Oh, just now, today, the Buddha Bodhisattva was born, and today he passed away. How fast? Very short, they consider. Because according to their time duration, the Buddha only 80 years, not completed even 1 day, very short. So from the Tawatinsa side, it is so sad. So for Yama, more than that. So if we multiply according to their days, month, and lifespan, it becomes 36 million. So in this way, the highest one, the Pranimita Vasavati, have the 9,260 millions of human years. Very long. Maybe you may think they're very borrowing, but actually for them, even the others creation, other creators, some item, they can make according to their will. They don't need to make any other effort if they want to change. These created items follow to them. So very enjoyable sensual pleasure, so much enjoyable sensual pleasure, full of that, their lifespan. So they also forget enjoying the sensual pleasure there. Yeah, so over 9,000 millions of the year also passed, like a short time, compared to our way of living. Because human beings have the both condition of the suffering and pleasure in the human life. Sometimes can be happy. So if we happy, the time goes fast. Oh, very fast. It's short like this. If you are facing in unpleasant situation, the time is very long. Even 1 hour is very long like this. So for the human perceptive, it can be possible to get boring. Oh, too long like this. But for the Deva realm, they never think it's too long. Only the Bodhisattva continuously thinking about the fulfillment of paramita. In Deva, it is impossible to practice the paramita as they are human, but they can fulfill up to now only a few cases, but they cannot fulfill the paramita. That's why, oh, this is long. So they make the adhitthana to die. This is another way of dying in their Deva rank. So Bodhisattva, the adhitthana, I'm going to die because this is useless path for me. So they die and then they reborn as a human or animals or like this. So that's why when you read the Jataka story, many lifespan mention about the animals or the human like this. Only a few cases the Buddha Bodhisattva mentioned as a Deva. So they shorten the lifespan in Deva to fulfill the paramita. So now we already get the human life. So this is the good condition expected by the Bodhisattva trying to fulfill paramita as much as you can. So these are the lifespan of their sensual plane of existence. So 11 sensual plane of existence, and then their lifespan already finished. So we will continue for the another lifespan here. These are about the lifespan of the Brahma. So lifespan of Brahma, before we count in the lifespan of Brahma, we have to know about the 3 types of kappa. We call the kappa, in Myanmar it's called the kappa. But it's kappa, the word that you say kappa is complicated, sometimes art, and sometimes here the duration, the kappa is called duration. How long we measure, because we cannot count it by the years. That's why we use the word kappa. And let's see about the kappa. Yeah, antara kappa. So interim eons, it means the transitional duration of human lifespan. As I mentioned that sometimes human lifespan going down up to the 10 years. The minimum 10 years. And maximum asankhya. So one time transition of minimum to maximum. After that, going down maximum to minimums. This is regarded as the one antara kappa. So now our human lifespan are going down. So after this time, the time will come, human will live only 10 years. The Chakravarti Sutta mentioned about that lifespan going down and going up. This is called the antara kappa. After that, asankhya kappa and incalculable eons is similar to the, is equal to the 20 interim eons. So 20 antara kappa equivalent to asankhya kappa, because 20 interim eons is very long for the human years to calculate. That's why just, okay, this is the incalculable, one asankhya kappa. Then another mahakappa. This is called the great eon. So mahakappa cannot be counted by the antara kappa or by the asankhya kappa. So the Buddha is explained by example to let the listener understand about their mahakappa. The example is given that the 1 yojana of solid granite stone, 1 yojana height and also 1 yojana wide. 1 yojana here estimated by the 7 miles, but not exactly. Many different versions. Sometimes it extends up to the 13 miles. That is. So, for example, 7 mile height and 7 mile wide, solid granite stone mountain can be gone by the touch of silk cloth. Once in every 100 years pass. So when 100 years pass, one time touched by the very fine silk cloth, not much effective, but every 100 years it is touched, it is a stroke. Then the mountain will go due to that effort, but still mahakappa remain to finish. So it is, I want to say, the out of imagination. This time, during at the end of this period of time, the world will be destroyed. The world will be damaged by fires like this. Then after burning off by the fire, everything in the world will be burned up to the how to say the energy level, not disappearing everything, but burned by the fire. There's great fire. We cannot imagine in this time, but we can know is how heat, the temperature will be far from the fire to burn the whole materialities, including the remaining body of the beings, trio, etc. All the ions, all the metal, all the stone will be burned after the energy. After that, many years later, it will come again to cool down. Cool down and water. After that, the materials will change according to its system, become water, covered by water, then the water lesser and lesser, and the earth come again. In this way, this world system will be destroyed and the world appear again. This is called the Mahakapa. So duration of Mahakapa is very long. So you don't need to worry for the end of the world. Many years will remain because according to Buddhism, Maitreya Buddha, Arimattaya Buddha will appear. So now going down, decreasing the human lifespan. After that, have to increase up to the incalculable years of lifespan. After that, it will go down to the 80,000 years of lifespan for the human realms. At that time, Arimattaya Buddha will appear. Before the appearance of the Arimattaya Buddha, this world cannot be ended by any reason. So, from the scientific perspective, the people are worrying, and also some prediction come, and people worrying about what happened for 2000. What is that? 2000 or when is so movies come, but you don't need to worry from the Buddhist perspective. So we'll continue, we'll be continuing. Then if you fulfill the paramita before the end of this world, and you can see the Arimattaya Buddha and you can attain the enlightenment. Also, within this Buddha Sasana, if you try to attain the enlightenment, it's still possible. So here, the world Sangha system, let's see. The world Sangha system, the world will be destroyed up to 7 times by fire. When the world is destroyed by fire, it reached up to the Abhasara. Yeah, you see that the first jhana realm 3 and second jhana realm 3 up to the Abhasara. So Abhasara remain. Then the 7 realm of existence, Brahma realm of existence, will be destroyed by the fire for 7 times. After that, in the 8th times, the water comes to destroy the world. At that time, even the Avasara also cannot remain. So the Brahma realm of the 8 realms, because the Supagena, from the Supagena, the rest will be remaining. That's why the 8 realms of Brahma world will be destroyed by the water for the 8 times. After the continuing this cycle, 7 times fire, after that 1 time water, then 7 times fire, and 1 time by water. In this way, when it reached to the 64 times, the wind comes to destroy the world. At that time, all the lower Brahma realm, 9 Brahma realm will be destroyed from the Vihafala, and the upper Brahma realm will be remaining. So this is how the war are destroyed by the fire, water, and winds. So, okay, given this information, let's study about the lifespan of Brahma. So the lowest condition, lowest Brahma of the first jhana realm, they are called the Brahma Parisajja. They live one of 3 portions of the Asankhya Kappa. So here Asankhya Kappa is equivalent to the 20 Antara Kappa, so entry eons. So only one of 3 portions they can live. Then Brahma Purohita, second types in the first jhana realm, they can live half of the Antara Kappa, Asankhya Kappa, and Mahabrahma, they are highest in the first Brahma realms, so first jhana realm, and they complete the Asankhya Kappa, the whole Asankhya Kappa. Then, starting from the Pritapa, their lifespan changed to the way of Mahakappa. So 2 times Mahakappa. 2 Mahakappa, the Brahma in this realm can live 2 Mahakappa, then continuing here 4 Mahakappa, Avasara 8 Mahakappa. 8 Mahakappa, then their lifespan increased doubling up to the Subhakena. Up to the Subhakena, lifespan are multiplied by 2. So 64 Subhakena Brahma. Then the power of the 4th jhana and 3rd jhana are different. That's why for 4th jhana, the lowest one, Vihapala, 500 Mahakappa. Then Asanya Saddha, here non-percipient being no consciousness at all, only materiality also continue to the 500 Mahakappa. Very long lifespan as a materiality. After that, Suddhavasa, as I mentioned, this is the place for the enlightenment, highest enlightenment beings, also become different. So 1000 Mahakappa, according to that, and is doubling. Then the highest one, or Rupa Brahma, is Aganita, is 16,000 Mahakappa. Then they will attain the Prinibbana. Okay, so for the Arupa Brahma, the lowest one is 2,000 and 20,000 Mahakappas. 20,000 Mahakappa and 40,000 Mahakappa, 60,000. So adding every realms for 20,000. But this is changed. Then the highest one, because this is Nivasanya Nasanya Yadana, bringing the very high power, this one they double up to the 84,000 Mahakappa. So these are the lifespan of the Brahma. Okay, so not easy to keep all information about their lifespan, but you can check here, and also you can measure by their kappa or the Brahma lifespan. So for the Brahma, they don't need to eat the physical food. And also, they lost smelling, no smell at all. You may think that, oh, loss in smell is terrible. Actually, it is good. We cannot control this, the smell outside. So whatever smell comes, and we have to smell. Because we cannot close our nose all the time. Also, no affected by the virus. Yeah. So also they lost their taste. They lost their taste. No taste. That's why they don't need to eat the food. Their nutriment does not come from the physical food. Their nutriment come only through the mental nutriment. So they can live entering to the jhana as a supportive factor. So mental nutriment support their life. That's why they can live very long. And also they lost contact, touching. They cannot know through the touching. Body sensitivity is not there. And this is the different quality of the Brahma. So Brahma are living longer than the human and deva. Okay, so this is the end of the explanation about the 31 plane of existence. So we will continue to study about the explanation according to the reality will be identified according to the group of teaching usually mentioned in the sutta. So in the sutta teaching, the reality are mentioned according to the Ohara Vachana, what is called the conceptual usage. So like this about the Khanda, Rupa Khanda, Virana Khanda, etc. And also express as the Jati, Jara, Marana, etc. So related to the life, related to the daily life usage. As in the sutta, the realities are mentioned. That's why many people, they confuse, oh, Abhidhamma is a separate one from the sutta. But in the sutta, many were representing the realities. So if you understand how the realities are explained and with the usage of the conceptual usage, and in your daily life, you can apply the Abhidhamma understanding. So here, the aggregates Panchakhanda. So in many teaching, the Buddha brings the enumeration of the khanda classification. So Rupa Khanda, Virana Khanda, Sanya Khanda, Sankhara Khanda, Vijnana Khanda, like this. Even in the second sutta, which is called Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, there the Buddha brings Rupam Bhikkhave Anatta, Vedana Anatta, Sanya Anatta, Sankhara Anatta, Vijnana Anatta, in this way. So the Buddha mentioned about the classification of aggregates, not referring to any name of realities. But for the audience, for the listener, they already know what is Rupa Khanda, what is Virana Khanda, like this. Because they already understand, they can follow the explanation of the Buddha. If they are listener, the Panchavakya are ignore about the realities. If they don't know what is Rupa Khanda, what is Rupa, what is Virana, if they cannot identify, they will not understand about the Buddha's teaching. What Buddha means like this. So when the Buddha used Rupan Bhikkhave Anatta, they understand 28 materialities, or like this, the materiality, the material phenomena are impermanent or non-self, like this. And Vedana, the feeling, they understand. So it is necessary to have the proper knowledge about the sutta usage and Abhidhamma. So after understanding Abhidhamma teaching, you have the proper knowledge to apply the sutta teaching into Abhidhamma, to classify from the way of Abhidhamma. Then the teaching of sutta become more meaningful when you listen. More meaningful. What does this mean? What does this mean? Very clear. Otherwise, although the teacher is talking about the rupa are impermanence, but if you don't know what are rupas, you cannot follow the teaching. So what are the sankhara, like this? Also, if you don't know about the sankhara or vijnana, you cannot follow the teaching. So the Abhidhamma knowledge are very useful to understand the Buddha's teaching in proper way. So for those who are easily understood, when they listen to the Dhamma, oh, this one, although they didn't learn Abhidhamma in this life, it means they already get the support of the Abhidhamma knowledge from the previous life. They already study, and also in the practical knowledge, they practice the Vipassana Jnana like this. By this support, and some people, some beings can understand easily. So for the human, it's not easy to get that kind of support because our rebirth moment and our way of living full of suffering. Many things affected on our mind. For the Deva, their way of rebirth is very comfortable, just appears by aggregate instantly. That's why most of the Deva can get that kind of supporting. So when they listen to Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, in human realm, only one individual or believer, Anya Sikondanya, attain the enlightenment. But for the Deva realms, many Deva at the same time, many Brahma, they attain the enlightenment after listening to Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. There's a difference. So if you expect for them to encounter the Arimidya Buddha, better to see the Buddha as a Deva other than human. Except if you are not identified as the great disciple. So great disciple cannot be in Deva. So okay, so anyhow, here I want to emphasize the importance of understanding sutta usage in their realities. So we will study this session. And in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, it says the Buddha Sankhittena Panchuparana Khanda Dukkha, to identify the first noble truth. The Buddha, even in the first sermon, Panchuparana Khanda. So there, Pancha Uparana Khanda, the next slide will mention that. So this is the classification of 5 aggregate. You may hear, if you study Sutta or if you listen to Dhamma talk many times, the enumeration of Khanda aggregates appears in the talk, in the teaching. So we have to study first Rupa Khanda, Vedana Khanda, Sanya Khanda, Sankhara Khanda, and Vijnana Khanda with the translation. So Rupa Khanda, aggregate of materialities, reference to the aggregates group of the 28 matters. And although it includes all 28 matters to cover all types of materialities, but for one individual, for female 27, for male 27, because for female the masculinity of the materiality absent. For the male, femininity materiality absent. So only 27 we can find for each individual. And here the feeling, perception, manifest, 50 manifesta, they are the aggregate of manifestas. So as I mentioned when I introduced about the 4 ultimate reality, Rupa, matters, and then the Chitta, consciousness, Chittasika, manifestas, and Nibbana. So in this classification of 5 aggregate, Nibbana is exclusion. So under the classification of aggregate, only 3 types of Rupa, manifestas, Chittasika, and consciousness, Vijnana, will be identified by the reality, by the name of their aggregate Khanda. So Rupa Khanda referring to 28 matters. And Vedana Khanda referring to manifestas of feeling. Sanya Khanda refers to manifestas of perception. So if we substitute 2 manifestas of feeling and perception, the remaining 50 manifestas are regarded as the Sankhara Khanda. Then all types of consciousness are regarded as the Vijnana Khanda. So the classification of aggregate can be identified by their reality. And also, when we study about the ultimate reality, at the same time, you can understand this is belong to which group of Khanda, which Khanda, and you can apply it this way. And if we classify by way of nama and rupa. So although it brings 5 aggregates in the enumeration of aggregates, but if we classify according to the nature of nama and rupa, only nama and rupa. So nama reference to the citta and cittasika, but here not nibbana. But actually, if we really classify, the nibbana also can be identified as a nama. But here, the aggregate of classification of aggregate exclude the nibbana. So nama khanda, aggregates of mentality, refers to the 4 mental aggregates of feeling, perception, and 50 mental factors, consciousness. If we express in short way, 52 mental factors, cittasika, and 89 consciousness. Or on the other hand, Vedana khanda, Sankhya khanda, Sankhara khanda, and Vijnana khanda. So the only one Rupa khanda, 28 matters are regarded as the Rupa khanda materiality. So if we divide this classification of khanda by way of nama and rupa, we understand 1 aggregate of materiality and 4 aggregates of mentalities. Okay, the nibbana is not included under the enumeration of aggregate because nibbana does not, Sutta mentioned that the nibbana does not have the variation about the time and place. So here we can count it. These are 28 metta in the past, 28 mettas in the present, 28 metta in the future. In the same way, feeling in the past, already finished the feeling, appear and disappear in the past. So this morning you feel something, now no more. That is called past feeling. And presently you feel something, the feeling arises in your mental process, it is present feeling. And after 1 hour or after this session, and the feeling will come to you, that is a future. So feeling can be identified 3 periods, and also inside our feeling in our process is called the ajata, internal. Feeling in others' process, and others' mind is regarded as the external. So in this way, internal, external, like this. So the ultimate reality, identifying the different way of classification are regarded under the name of khanda. But for nibbana, there's no past nibbana, no present nibbana, no future nibbana, like this. The nibbana is out of these kinds of classification. This is the reason nibbana becomes exclusion in the enumeration of aggregate. So, citta, cittasika, and rupa, on the other hand, other way, we can identify them as the conditional reality. Conditional reality. So the realities arise due to the conditions. They are called conditional reality. Nibbana does not arise due to the condition. That's why nibbana is unconditional reality. So 3 types of reality, citta, cittasika, rupa, are called conditional reality, sankhata dhamma in Pāļi. And nibbana does not arise due to the condition. That's why nibbana is unconditional reality. In Pāļi, it is called asankhata dhamma. So asankhata dhamma, being asankhata dhamma, unconditional reality, nibbana is out of the enumeration of aggregate. So if we use the word aggregate, it will be nibbana will be exclusion. So as long as we have aggregate, we are in the suffering, in the area of suffering. That's why after final pre-nibbana, the arahat does not belong to any aggregate. They left behind the possession of aggregate. Then they enter to the final emancipation of unconditional reality. Okay, so this is about the aggregates. So let's continue to say only to add the upadana, the word upadana. you need to insert the word upadana between two words, pancha and upadana, panchupadana khanda. So pancha khanda changed to panchupadana khanda because it is the word upadana is inserted. So translation also the 5 clinging aggregate. So aggregate to clinging aggregate. So what is the difference between aggregate and clinging aggregates? The aggregate is all the nature included all the reality, all types of reality in its nature. So rupa materialities. Vedana, all types of more mental factors like this. But in the upadana khanda, upadana is the name of craving around you. The word upadana represents the 2 mental factors of craving, tanha, and round view, ditti, tanha and ditti. So when we study about the chapter 7, they mentioned 4 types of upadana. Also sutta, in the sutta, the Buddha mentioned these types of upadana. Then upadana represent the 2 ultimate reality of craving around you. So here, the upadana khanda, the 5 clinging aggregates are regarded as the object of the upadana. So those aggregates can be the object of upadana are regarded as the panchupadana khanda. Panchupadana khanda. Okay, we will see when we identify by the reality. And also some more information about the upadana khanda. If someone practices the vipassana meditation, so the upadana khanda are regarded as the proper object or the right object of the vipassana jnana. Vipassana jnana. So if you are practicing vipassana jnana, your vipassana jnana can take any of the upadana khanda as its object to understand. Okay, let's see here. Rupa khanda change to rupupadana khanda. Vedana khanda the same. Vedanupadana khanda, sanyupadana khanda, sankharupadana khanda, vinyanupadana khanda. Just need to insert the word upadana. Then clinging aggregate or materiality, etc. Then that refers to 28 metta. So same as the khanda classification. Because all the materialities can be the object of upadana. There is no materiality cannot reach by the upadana. So all the same. But the difference comes in the mental process here. The feeling, mental factors of feeling associated with 81 mundane consciousness. So among the 89 consciousness, 81 are considered as mundane, lokiya. And the remaining 8 are lokutara. So mental factors of feeling associated with 81 mundane consciousness can be the object of upadana. That's why this is called the Vedanupadana khanda. So all types of feeling, Vedana khanda. Only feeling associated with mundane consciousness are regarded as Vedanupadana khanda. So this is the difference. In the same way, perception and the remaining 50 mental factors associated with 81 mundane consciousness are regarded in their name of Sanyupadana khanda, Sankharupadana khanda. And for the Vinyanupadana khanda, so the difference here, number comes the 81 mundane consciousness. Only mundane consciousness can be the object of upadana. That is why if we identify the word upadana khanda, 81 mundane consciousness. So in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, Sankittina Panchupadana khanda, dukkha. So to identify that dukkha, the word Panchupadana khanda, you need to understand this table. It means the supramundane consciousness, eight supramundane consciousness, Lakutara Citta, and they are associated mental factor 36, and Nibbana, These realities are out of the suffering. Out of the suffering. So they are not to be taken by the upadana as it is object, craving, out of the object of craving, out of the object of around you. That's why here in this case you can understand you cannot attach to Nibbana. You cannot attach to Nibbana. So someone wishing to attain Nibbana is not considered as unwholesome. It's not unwholesome. It is wholesome desire. And you cannot attach to supramundane consciousness, Metta or Pāḷi. So you wish to attain the aswakya jnana, one of the supramundane consciousness. This is not considered as the attachment. This is the wholesome desire. Because supramundane consciousness, associated Paṭivedha and Nibbana, these realities are out of the range of upadana and out of the range of unwholesome. So now in 2 slides, we already studied about the classification of aggregates and clinging aggregate. So in English, clinging is the translation of upadana. So here, the important one, upadana, craving around you in realities. So if you go and check in the page number 285 of the Comprehensive Manual of Abhidhamma, you can check there. They are mentioned as the Rupa Khanda, etc. And also in the same chapter or chapter 7, Uparana, Kamu Parana, Detu Parana, Silabadu Parana, Attawadu Parana. So 4 types of uparana are mentioned, but in the reality, it's only 2 of the craving, tanha or lobha, and round view, ditti, are the reality for the usage of upadana. The nama and rupa classification the same. So one upadana khanda is rupa, and the other 4 nama. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. And remaining slide of ayatana, dhatu, and sajja, or will be explained in the next class. Okay, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Sayadaw, for your lecture on the 31 plans and the beginning of the 5 aggregates of the khandhas. Thank you very much. We are now going to have the question and answer session of the lecture. So if you would like, you can put your questions in the chat, or you can raise your hand and unmute yourself to ask them.